Hello and welcome back to Fear Part 2, and this is the second act to it. Gonna keep things going with using the lower grade teams. I did get a comment saying they would prefer if I use my regular team, but I may bring the regular team out for the S1, so the Act 3, I may bring out the regular team. I'm not 100% sure. I wanted to try and do that with an A+ team or an A++ team and see how I go. My younger brother doesn't he has an A+ team, and so I was going to try and do it with an A+ team just for him to see if he could get through it and get that Morgan, because he doesn't have too many 4 stars. But I'm not made up my mind yet, so whether I do or I don't is one thing. But let's get back to this. So of course for stage 1 here we've got the zombies. As you can see, we've been through the first 2 waves fairly comfortably. Just a typical zombie setup, you know, just want crit everything, so the crit leader, crit weapons, crit rushes if you have characters with crit rushes, and crit bonus items in your battles, items, slots, or blooded shirts and things like that. I didn't actually set up my battle items for this one just because couldn't be bothered really. I was just trying to get through this as quick as possible and get it out there, so we'll just move on to stage 2. Now, so far we've been having similar trends with the zombies and the barriers and things, the barriers and trash, rubbish things, as you can see there, and about 11 to 12 zombies per wave, some 9s in there and things like that. And we've just been headshotting our way through it, and of course we've also got back early in these we're using our faction allies again. I've got Andrea here, the first one I used, Glenn of course, and so what you basically want to do with that is make sure you're choosing faction leaders that have crit attributes like Michonne, Glenn, Andrea's, Aaron's, and Rick's, and all them sort of things who have leader skills that have plus something in crit. That's going to help you out with the zombies, and then later on you use the defense and attack skills and the HP skills for the people. Now, first 2 stages have been zombies. Looks like third stage is going to continue, so I'm going to choose Denise here, who gives the plus 16 for melees, which I have 3 melees including her, and then I have 3 range, which is typically the sort of team setup I use for these lower grades. Of course my big team, my S1 plus team, uses all range characters, and I do have different combinations of S1 plus teams that have melee and range, but I typically try to use range characters because of these barriers. But if I do have to use the melee characters, which I am using here, I mix it up usually with half range, half melee, so that I'm not losing too much of an advantage that you get from the range and not getting disadvantaged by having all melees with the barriers there. And basically the way I get around having the melees in there is I use them to strike first, and then the range back them up second. Now we're just getting through this. We've got hit a few times, lost a couple of players. I'm not too worried about, just going to continue through. That of course is the problem with having lower health players, is that it doesn't take much and they die. As you can see, Michonne there, even though she is tier 3-star, they're still a lot weaker than the 4 and 5 stars. So we've lost a few, but we should get through this. Should be able to hit my way through this, and not going to bother with my battle items. I tend not to use my battle items too much. I guess I'm used to not using them with a higher grade team, but that's that done. Bye.